Hello everyone. Smartphones, drones and GoPro cameras around the world have worked hard so that you could have a great time today. Make yourself comfortable. We've got a perfect combo for you. Strange and funny animals, a little extreme sports, and other stuff like a fire-breathing airplane. Let's get it on. This guy seems to be an experienced fisherman who uploads a bunch of useful videos on his channel, but how could he just stick his legs over the side like that? He almost let the tiger shark bite his feet off. After this scene, he probably felt uncomfortable on the kayak. The shark can turn it over with little effort. On the one hand, this video is touching. And on the other, after seeing it, you might feel sad that you were not born a cat. They do you a massage, bring you food, and you can also sleep as much as you want. Sydney's Bondi Beach is considered one of the best ones in Australia for a reason. In addition to the purest white sand and perfect waves for surfing, you can sometimes also enjoy a show from local dolphins. From a drone, it looks especially mesmerizing. The dolphins have so much food around them that they can afford to have a little fun with it.
Man, this is the craziest dolly show I've ever seen. Woo! Oh, I just don't know where to look again. Look at this.
What you see is Spitfire, the famous British fighter aircraft of the Second World War, and it justifies its name. But let's not call the firefighters, everything's actually okay. The fighter just coughed a little at startup and released a flame through the exhaust compartments. Remember what we said about cats today? They are liquid after all. Well, perhaps with a bit of fur. If you were worried this cat was trapped, check out how it calmly flows out at the bottleneck. Physics and common sense would say that it's impossible to walk on water. Hold my beer, says Jeremy Trenet, and take 6 full steps across the sea. Impressive skills. We have only one question for this guy. Why do some of the ducklings ride on the platform, others hang out on some kind of fishing rod, and some go on foot? Speaking of strange ways of getting around, check out how a rat mother is leading its family. The babies are still too small to walk on their own, so they had to build a sort of train. Well, apparently the mother's carrying the most mischievous one in the teeth. It is better to keep all eyes on him. At first, we also thought that a damaged plane is carried somewhere, but it's much more interesting. The aircraft is in order, it just needs help to take off. The pickup is pulling a Cessna 185 seaplane, which has 2 large floats instead of a wheeled chassis. They can't accelerate too much, so you've got to use vehicles for that. We feel that you've been at your desk for quite a while, so it's time for a little exercise. It's simple, just get up and try to repeat the dance of this otter. Some guys don't consider paragliding an extreme sport. If you know such people, just show them this video. In the meantime, enjoy the gorgeous shots and imagine it's you doing somersaults and flying mere inches away from the rocks. You'll get a dose of adrenaline for sure. Do you know who really lives under the sea? Real SpongeBob and Patrick. Recently, a robot of the US Atlantic Expedition captured these two on camera at a depth of about 1.2 miles. Though SpongeBob, like his friend, had no pants, but this is none of our business. The important thing is that the cartoon was right. Though there is a disturbing fact from real life. According to scientists, starfish feed on sponges, so we most likely found it preparing for dinner. The jungles of Thailand hide many weird and dangerous things, but even for them, a huge shark in a small bay is way too much. Oh, wait, that's okay. It's just a local buffalo doing scuba diving. No words are necessary here. Just check out what a real skill is. Try to count how many accurate tosses this girl made. Well, it's quite a clear hint that you should stay inside for now, and it's better to stay away from the window too. Everyone knows that cats are liquid, right? But what about hamsters? No, this isn't some kind of guinea pig, just a very well-fed hamster named Kinakomochi. But don't be bothered by its weight, it's not a problem for him to still crawl under the door. They say that people can't fly. But, as you can see, Daniel Darby would disagree with that. Just enjoy this wingsuit flight at a completely insane speed. It looks as if there's nothing difficult about it, but that's because you're watching a real pro. Before you start flying in a wingsuit, you need to make at least a couple of 100 ordinary parachute jumps. Imagine this guy weighing a couple of tons didn't really like you, and there's nowhere to run. How do you save yourself? Turns out that elephants are afraid of weird dances.
No way.
Don't repeat this in the wild though without proper training. The chances of getting stomped are way too high. We are now at the Great Barrier Reef, where a diver filmed this Pac-Man turtle. To enjoy fresh jellyfish, it doesn't even need to move just to keep its mouth open. We don't know what the puddles in China are made of, but even the asphalt yields under the weight of this one. Look, it just pushes it like a soft cookie. Okay, the experts told us that the puddle had nothing to do with it. The groundwater literally washed all the soil from under the road after the flood. It'll take a long time until you can drive on it again. That guy couldn't. Well, you still have time to turn away from the screen before we touch these guys. Yeah, they are alive. And if that doesn't sound reassuring to you, then you need to know that harvestmen don't actually belong to spider species, nor do they have cobwebs or even venom. But we agree that their legs still look nasty. When they say that lizards are boring pets that just sit in a terrarium all day, this guy gets sad somewhere in the United States. Winston the tegu loves to play. Look at him chasing an RC car around just like a dog. Well, he's even better with the ball. Not every dog will be able to return a pass so well. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to guess who destroyed a whole roll of toilet paper. The villain got stuck at the crime scene in the most ridiculous way. Sometimes we wish animals could talk. We'll never know what this weird couple wanted from the owner of the house. The guy who shot this video was clearly not expected here. There is a party for crabs only. Actually, thousands of these animals together look pretty creepy, and they're still kids. The leg span of an adult Japanese spider crab can reach 10 feet, and we really wouldn't want to encounter a flock of such monsters. Actually, standing on the wing is one of the most popular tricks among paragliders. But in this case, something clearly went wrong. Well, good thing the guys didn't do it high in the sky, otherwise the dude below would be in much more trouble. Now we know for sure that the most organized guinea pigs live in the Japanese zoo in Kanazawa. Such heavy traffic on one lane with a sharp turn and no traffic jams. Many drivers should learn from them. Let's start with the spoiler. The grasshopper will be fine, but the kitten, not so much. Well, it shouldn't have bothered the insect in the first place. The puppy was calm, so it didn't get punched in the nose, though the grasshopper was tired after this meeting. Looks like it's wiping sweat from its forehead, don't you think? Have you ever thought that seahorses must have trouble swimming due to the weird shape of their bodies? Apparently, this guy also thought so and found a way out. Now he swims across the aquarium on a sea dragon. So, what do we have here? A lamb that wanted to feel like an ostrich? It's not clear how it came up with this idea, but judging by the screams, it definitely won't want to do this anymore. Let's say you have a pizza, drinks and candies ready for a movie night, and you struggle not to eat all of that since the morning. Even then, you know less about patience than this cat. We hope that you haven't forgotten to put on your tie. We told you there's a meeting with a very important person today.
I've been expecting you.
A minute of meditation to relax after a meeting with the boss hedgehog. Just the sound of water, a friendly hermit crab, and nothing else. When you've got 4 different skateboards and you can't decide which one to ride. Well, that was a sick trick. The dude clearly has no problems with balance. Flying squirrel, I choose you! And the second one too, and the third one. No, seriously, we don't know about you, but we could look at this forever. We honestly thought the puppy would be more interested in this alien creature, but it turned out to be the other way around. By the way, good news! These guys named Monty and Alfred eventually became friends. You don't even need to add jalapenos or chili peppers to this pizza, it already is hot enough. It really looks like a piece of dough, but actually the dude is making glass products, and this is a blank that is brought to an amorphous state and then rolled. You can hardly guess what this guy's trying to catch. Turns out that there are so many octopuses in the Haida Gwaii archipelago that you can catch them with your bare hands. Would you risk doing that? Hey, stop being lazy, it's time to use that brain of yours. Welcome to Brain Time. Incredible facts from the past, the present, and even the future. The power of nature and wild animals, amazing facts and unsolved mysteries. You'll find all this and much more here. Subscribe now, you won't regret it.